What if compassion wasn't just, a feeling? What if it was a force of nature? Something cosmic? Today, we are diving deep into one of the most incredible texts in Mahayana Buddhism, the Avatamsaka Sutra, to explore one of its most radical ideas, the Bodhisattva's Great Vow. Okay, so let's kick things off with a real head scratcher, straight from the sutra. It says, a Buddha isn't a body you can see or a voice you can hear. So, what are we even talking about then? This isn't just some dusty old riddle, it's the absolute key to unlocking a totally different way of seeing reality itself. To get our heads around this, we're going to start with a gathering that's almost too big to imagine. Then, we'll get into the real nature of what a Buddha is. From there, we'll look at the inner path to realizing this, witness the unbelievable power of a single vow, and finally, see how that vow is meant for every single one of us. Right, so our story doesn't start on Earth, not in a quiet monastery, but up in the Tushita Heavenly Palace. And the scene is set with an assembly of beings so vast, it just completely shatters our sense of scale. To give you some kind of idea of what we're dealing with here, the text says that great bodhisattvas, these are beings who are all in on enlightenment for everyone else, showed up from every direction in the universe. And get this, each one was accompanied by a posse as numerous as all the tiny dust motes in 10,000 Buddha lands. I mean, just try to picture that. We're talking about a practically infinite crowd. Now, in the middle of this mind-boggling chaos, the text actually gives us some structure. It names the 10 head honchos, the leading bodhisattvas, and their names, like Jingang Chuang, which means diamond banner, or Fa Chuang, Dharma banner, aren't just names. They actually tell you something about the qualities of this enlightened crowd. We're talking strength, wisdom, the very essence of the teachings. Okay, so this huge assembly has gathered for a reason, and that reason is to get to the bottom of our puzzle. If a Buddha isn't a physical thing, what in the world is it? So the sutra explains this with these really powerful contrasts. It says, the Buddha is not a body or a sound. It's not something that's born and then dies. Instead, the true Buddha is this eternal, unchanging principle. It's a reality that shows up through spiritual power, but it's never, ever limited by it. And then, the sutra gives us this absolutely beautiful image to help us grasp it. Picture one moon in the sky, right? That single moon can be reflected in every lake, every river, every little puddle on the entire planet. You've countless reflections, but there's still only one moon. And that's the idea. The single, formless truth of enlightenment can appear in a million different ways, but the source is always one. It's never divided. So, okay. If the Buddha is this universal principle and not some person you can go find, how in the world are you supposed to connect with it? Well, the answer isn't out there somewhere. The path is completely internal. The sutra uses this wonderful metaphor of a pure mind ground. Think about it. Just like really good, fertile soil is what you need for healthy plants to grow, a purified mind becomes the very ground where the qualities of a Buddha can actually sprout and be seen. And this isn't just about passively believing something. No, it's a super active process. It means you've got to commit to seeking universal wisdom, to actually purifying your own mind, and, this is the big one, putting that wisdom to work through compassionate action. That's the Bodhisattva way. All this practice, this cultivation of a pure mind and acting with compassion, it all leads to an idea so powerful it has literally shaped cultures for centuries. The Bodhisattva's Great Vow. At the very heart of this vow is this concept called Huixiang. It means dedication. It's the conscious choice to take all the good vibes, all the positive energy from your good deeds, all your merit, and instead of hoarding it for yourself, you just give it all away for the benefit of every single being everywhere. And this right here, this just flips the entire spiritual journey on its head. The goal is no longer about your personal salvation or your enlightenment. The whole point of the game becomes universal service, to rescue and help all other beings, with zero exceptions. And this is where it gets really intense. This is the emotional core of the vow. It is a statement of the most radical empathy you can imagine. The Bodhisattva basically says, you know what, I will take on all the suffering myself. I will stand in for others in the worst possible places if it means they don't have to go there. It's just, wow. But how does a vow like that, an incredible personal intention, actually become a universal force for good? I mean, how do you put that into practice? The sutra gives us another amazing metaphor for this. It says a bodhisattva's compassion is like the sun. Think about it. The sun shines on everything and everyone, impartially. It doesn't hide because some people are blind and can't see its light, or because there are some clouds in the way. It doesn't get bummed out if people don't say thank you. It just shines.
And this isn't just some vague, fuzzy feeling. The whole practice is laid out in what are called the 10 dedications. It's a structured path that guides you from that first vow to save all beings, all the way to a state of compassion that is as indestructible and as vast as the entire cosmos.
So, when you boil it all down, what are we left with? The sutra starts with this mind-bending cosmic vision, right? But it brings us right back to something incredibly simple and repeatable: a single, dedicated thought. The entire grand cosmic engine is powered by our choice, in any given moment, to dedicate our good actions for the benefit of everyone else. And that's what brings this ancient, epic text right into our lives right now. It leaves us with a really profound question to chew on. If every positive thing you did, every kind thought you had, could be a gift you offered to the entire world, what gift would you choose to give?